Hello and welcome to the Starfall Collective Season 2, King of the Cloudy Sea. I believe this is episode 34. It is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure. I'm Matthew Talamini, your Dungeon Master. I'm a writer and web developer based in Providence, Rhode Island, and you can find my stuff at MatthewTalamini.com. That's Matthew, Talamini.com. With me are...
It currently says season 3 down there.
That's probably my fault.
We got to change that.
The Twitch stream does not, so that's...
I'll do that.
I changed. Okay. With me are some of my college buddies. Sir Robert Burbridge playing Weatherin, an elven paladin of Oberon. Say hi so people know which one of us you are and tell them where they can find your stuff.
Hi. Now you know which one of us I am, and you can find my stuff at thefarce.net.
David Farrell playing Karak or Gravy, a lizard folk ranger. Say hi so people know who you are and tell them where they can find your stuff.
Hello, my name is Tadete Sakarokwe Karaok, and I play David, a human peasant.
And there it is, folks. We've finally achieved full psychotic break.
Wait, what?
Dwight Canal plays Fennetir, an elven cleric of Pon. Say hi so people know who you are and tell them where they can find your stuff.
Hi. This week I'm sponsored by Shroot Farms Bed and Breakfast. Or I think Beat and Breakfast or something. I don't know.
Nothing beats them.
Nothing. That's the money beats.
Joshua Suich playing Malmer, an elven warlock of Chernobog. Say hi so people know who you are and tell them where they can find your stuff.
Hi, I'm Josh. You can find my stuff all over the internet with J Suich, J-S-U-I-C-H. That'll find me on Instagram and Facebook and Reddit. But if you go to the Starfall Collective subreddit, we can talk about fan theories there.
Ooh.
Owned.
Let us review strategic considerations. The Shadow Dancer revealed to you that the portal you came through was created by some...
That was me.
By some kind of spider wizard. This wizard is Karen's avatar in the Cloudy Sea, and the portal creation is a boon of the god. Much like Karauk's lycanthropy, Fennetir's book, Malmer's fate blade, or Weatherin's scrying ring. While this figure is still at large, Karen's forces can come and go at will on the Cloudy Sea, undetected even by the Aarakocra's flying scout network. The lady, who the Great Black Dragon revealed to you is probably a Drider, is a formidable force, like a general in Karen's army, but while she is powerful, there are others like her, and she can be replaced. Most likely, the Spider Mage cannot be. The scene opens on the Feywild. Murky shapes swirl and coalesce in the distance. There is no horizon, only a huge, long vegetable structure like a branch or root, 20 or 30 feet wide, stretching out through an emptiness which is also somehow close and humid, like a greenhouse. Enormous fireflies have begun to flicker in the distance. Their odd light is the only environmental indication that any time at all has passed since you entered this strange realm. Robes flapping, our elven cleric of Pon, Fennetir, zips along above the root, wind magic visibly swirling around him. You are flying, I imagine, just above the top of the lily pad vine forest, and the ropey tendrils sway in the breeze as you pass. Just a moment ago, Fennetir, your teammate Karauk, a lizard folk ranger in the form of a Werequetzalcoatl, killed and ate a captured enemy. You did everything in your power to stop him, but despite your best efforts, the vile deed went forward. And as a result, you left the party. The trail of crushed vines you've been following comes to a sudden stop.
Uh-oh.
You can see before you a ladder of thick white spider webs that reaches up and disappears in the mist. This is where you originally entered the Feywild.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
What do you do?
I leave the Feywild.
Roll a d20.
D20. Do I need Pawn's help on this?
You cannot use Pon's help on this.
Okay. 18.
This is a straight d20 roll.
18.
18. Okay. You emerge up into the cloudy sea. What it is morning time. Seems to be about the same time of day that you entered. And the mist swirls around. The grove lies below you. You can see on the horizon to your northeast is the island known as Nebulaster's Perch. Other landmarks are that to your west, you can see where the cloudy sea becomes thin and ragged and full of holes, and the edge of the world itself is that direction.
I will start heading towards Nebulaster's purse.
Okay. The camera is going to let Fennetir continue that.
Judge's ruling, didn't we discover that fly spell lasts for 10 minutes?
Yep. Yeah, so your flying spell is going to conk out just a little bit after you pass back up over the cloudy sea. Are you intending to make your way by foot?
Venetir?
Dwight, you there, bud?
Dwight, are you with us? Can you hear us?
I think he's muted.
Yes, I'm walking.
Okay.
Okay, it's going
Climbing.
to be slow. Yeah, it's going to be slow and it's going to be very dangerous, but you are very powerful. Yeah, go ahead and make me your first survival check to begin this journey.
Gotcha. Plus a D4. Roll. A supernatural 20.
Awesome. The camera is going to take us back into the cloudy sea, and we are going to see Weatherin. Weatherin, you are in your Aarakocra form,
Mm-hmm.
and you are zooming along after Fennetir. You have not gotten close enough to be able to see him in the murk, but through scrying, you can see just a couple minutes ahead of you as he goes back up through the portal through which you originally entered.
Okay. And I want to try to follow.
Okay, so you reach the portal, the Spider-Verse portal, and you're going to go through it as well?
Yeah.
Okay, roll me a d20.
9.
Okay, you come up into the cloudy sea in the same place that I just described. There's a thick, cloudy mound of the trees are sort of held together extra by a mass of spider webs. You do see a few of the strange spiders that you encountered on the way in, but they don't seem to take any notice of you. You come up and you look around. You don't see Fennetir.
I want to scry on him again and see if I can determine.
This is a very interesting DM question. The scrying spell does not work.
Okay. Then I want to head in the general direction of back to town.
Towards Nebulaster's Perch?
Yeah, which I think is probably the nearest place, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nearest civilized place, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. I want to try to go that way, low over the mist, not under, obviously, but low so that I can look into it, and also just above it so I can also see the sky and keep an eye out for Fennetir.
And you're searching for him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe
go
call him
ahead.
even.
Okay.
Fennetir! Because I'm in Aarakocra.
You don't see him.
Okay.
Fennetir, you don't hear anything.
I think we went into different worlds.
That's what I'm thinking. Something like that.
I just keep climbing.
You darn kitchen, you filthy metagaming. Get off my lawn.
The camera is still watching Weatherin.
Okay. Yeah, Weatherin as Yellow Eyes is going to go. And I guess I'm going to try to scry again.
On Fennetir.
On Fennetir.
Okay. How much time are you going to spend searching?
You know what? When the scrying fails, I want to stop for a minute because that's a huge red flag for Weatherin from what he knows about scrying. Scrying fails. I want to, like I said, a light somewhere. If there's, I don't mind if it's under the fog, but if there's something above that, then I'd probably try to stay above if possible.
There's not. You can perch on the canopy or beneath it or wherever you like.
Yeah, I want to do that and try to scry on Fennetir.
It fails.
I want to try to scry on Nebulaster.
Nebulaster is cleaning up.
Do I see that scry-wise?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't resist the scrying. There's no need for a roll.
Okay.
You can watch him. He is starting the long and arduous process of clearing away the destroyed and dead trees off his island.
So, Yellow Eyes, sitting in the fog, is pondering this seeming automatic failure to scry, on Fennetir, and I want to try. Yellow Eyes Weatherin is going to try scrying on Mal.
That also does not work.
I think Yellow Eyes is going. Waitherin's going to prioritize what must be done and leave Fennetir to his own devices and go back into the Feywild if possible. just go back to try to find Mal and what's his face? Gravy.
It is the work of a moment to go back into the Feywild,
Okay.
and
As soon
you
as
start flying. Oh,
Sorry. As soon as he's back and lands on the branch or whatever, he's going to do one more. He's going to try to scry on Malmer.
Malmer, you feel as though magic is being used to look at you or something. The hair goes up on the back of your neck.
Believing that this is the work of Yellow Eyes, I allow it.
You can see Malmer. Malmer, what are you doing?
Mal is probably.
Your friend is just finishing up his meal.
Mal is probably up in a tree, trying to just keep watch over the perimeter and hang tight.
Okay, there aren't any trees that will support your weight.
Okay, in that case,
There,
he is up the trail a ways and in the thicket, watching.
Standing ready.
Yeah, watching from the direction they haven't come yet. He's
Okay.
up the trail and then off trail about 20 feet at an ambush or choke point.
So, Watherin is going to try one more thing before giving up on this pursuit of Fennetir. He's going to try scrying on Fennetir one more time.
it simply fails.
Okay, then he does. Do I have a good idea of which way along the branch?
There's only one way to go.
Oh, okay. In that case, I go. And just,
Okay.
I would say, in a time that I think is reasonably out of sight of Mal and Gravy, so maybe a couple minute jog or something, I'm gonna switch back to Watherin because they didn't see Yellow Eyes. Remember, Watherin fell backwards off the branch.
Yeah. Okay. Karauk,
Have
you
I finished eating yet?
yeah, you finish
as
eating.
I'm eating, I'm going about this, but in a way, as to eliminate the evidence of a body.
You could just chuck it off, right?
Mhm.
I guess there might be blood and stuff.
Yeah, I mean he's eating it though, but you
Yeah,
know,
I just mean you could any remains, you just chuck
he's-
them off the limb.
he's getting rid of the evidence.
There's plenty of blood on the route, but in what way are you getting rid of the evidence?
Gastrically.
Yeah, mostly eating things and yeah, and I guess the things that he can't eat, he'll tear up and scatter, drop off the edge, whatever.
Okay.
You know, hide.
Yeah, you guys already kept the chains and I think like a knife or something. But if you want the armor and the clothes and the rations and stuff, that belonged to your foe. Now is the time to tell me before I decide that you threw it off the edge.
I don't want it.
Weatherin does not need it. Doesn't want it anyway.
I cannot hear you, Josh.
So this guy had shadow armor or something?
He did have some underground looking spiky matte black armor.
That sounds like a visual scheme that appeals to Mal. He may well try throwing that on. What class of armor is that?
It doesn't fit you.
Fair enough. All right. Done with that.
They've got a weird physiology that it just wouldn't fit you.
When Karag's finished eating, he joins up with Mal. Or
Malmer,
he looks around and seeing nobody else, he goes and joins up with Mal.
what are you two's passive perception?
My passive perception.
Actually, because you're watching, Malmer, go ahead and give me a perception roll.
Okay.
Mine's 13.
Where's the dice roller? Isn't that on here? There it is. Yeah.
Bottom left corner.
Gotcha. That's a 17 plus 4 for perception would be a 21.
Yeah, there is a clanking, very slight, and some murmuring, the kind of shuffling sound as of a number of different creatures' feet coming from away down the branch, down the trail.
Mal holds up his hand and says, points to his ear, points down the path, and points,
Can I,
maybe multiple bad guys down that way.
I'm gonna, can I go into hiding?
Right now, you are a Quetzalcoatlus.
After I finish eating, I return to my normal form.
And he
Okay.
returned to and found.
Yeah. Now can I go into hiding?
Absolutely, roll me a stealth check.
All right. Not gonna cast a spell on this one. Ow! Oh wait, no, that's not so. It's a 12. Not great.
So
Okay.
Mal casts Alter Self and makes himself look like the guy that they just encountered and wields the chain in his hands and straps the whatchamacallit to his back and uses minor illusion to have some blood leak out of his ears. So it looks like his eardrums have been ruptured and his ears are bleeding. So, and he kind of stands there and puts his hand to his head and kind of stands in the middle of the path and points to Gravy and says, "Go, hide, ambush."
Hide.
Gravy's hidden.
Yep.
Let's see. I think that what happens next is that Watherin, you should go ahead and make me a perception check as well.
I have a little noise on my end, just so y'all know. So I'm muting my mic between, so you can't hear me. That's why. Okay, perception check. 10.
Okay, you come to the place where there's a blood stain on the path, and you think that because of the completely messed up foliage around, like the vine lily pad, weird plants that grow out of this root, they're all trampled down from your battle with the Shadow Dancer here, and this seems to be the place where you left your friends, but instead you see something like the Shadow Dancer, like injured, but standing there.
I, as is my usual habit, am scrying on myself as I go.
Do I spot him?
Yeah, you see him.
Okay, can I signal to him? I'd like to signal to him.
Your scrying true sight reveals infallibly that this is not actually the Shadow Dancer, but rather Malmer.
And Watherin's done enough battle to know why you would take on the countenance of your, fallen enemy and stuff. And I don't see Gravy anywhere, so Watherin's going to. I'm going to. Gosh, is this? My armor puts me at a disadvantage for stealth, which I know, which Watherin would be aware of. So I'm either going to try to hide. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to lay down in the blood.
Okay.
As, you know, like with my sword in hand, but not moving. And I'm going to keep scrying on myself, by which, with the little sensor, I can look ahead.
Mhm.
And...
Okay. Yeah. I guess the first one to see this, what you guys see coming down the path. How far can you see? I think you can probably only see about 100 feet in the fog and the mist. There is a good deal of spectral moisture in the air, as it were. And at about the edge of your vision, you start to see some figures walking in a column down the path, 2 by 2. They're currently at the edge of your vision, and I'm giving you a chance at this stage to do whatever while they're still pretty far away.
Tell what they are.
At this stage, they're just shadowy figures in the mist.
Is this all of us can see that, or who are you talking to?
You don't seem to be looking. You seem to be playing dead.
Yeah.
But the other two are looking, I would suppose.
I am looking with my true sight sensor.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I'm laying down playing dead, but I'm watching from basically my normal eye.
Right. Of course. Because you can scry from a magical point, like just above your head or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see this too?
Okay. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to keep laying down dead, feeding into Mal's ruse. What Watherin is presuming is Malmer's ruse.
I'd like to. I'm gonna wait until I have an idea of what they are. But like once I figure out what they are, I'd like to do something
Okay.
in response, possibly.
Any other ideas like that?
So Mal sees Watherin. I presume he has not done anything. He's further back, right? And
He
so
hasn't been stealthy about
I
it.
think
And
Mal.
Watherin's wearing jangly armor. You probably are aware
Right.
because I'm like clank, clank, clank.
Okay.
Mal is going to put his hands on his head and kind of. I guess I should make a performance check or something, but he's going to, try to pretend to be like, in pain, looking around, holding his hands to his ears. The blood is now on his hands, on his fingertips and palms, and it's dripping down, and it's on his shoulders and coming down the front of his armor. And he's going to go over to where Watherin is and kind of stand next to the body so that to kind of reinforce the scene that Watherin is down and dead, seeing that Watherin is laid down in the blood.
How far away are they?
They're about 100 feet away.
Okay, once they hit 60 feet, I have an action.
Okay.
If I haven't figured out what they are by then.
And Watherin
Have I
also
figured out what they are by then at this point? At 100 feet?
I think Watherin has something to say.
Sorry, I thought you were done, but
Do I know what they are at 100 feet?
No, you do not know what they are at 100 feet. They haven't gotten any further yet.
Okay.
I'm just holding the jump up in a stabby way action.
Okay. As they come closer, as they get a little bit closer, not quite at 60 feet yet, but maybe 80 feet, Gravy, you see that they appear to be dark elves.
Oh.
Not the weird, pale, sickly-looking thing, but an actual honest god dark elf. Okay.
Not the corpse-like shadow dancer freak thing that you fought, but dark elves like those you've seen in Karen's army before.
Very good. All right. Mal kind of keeps them maybe in the peripheral vision, but pretends to not be aware of their approach and continues to kind of
How many are there?
and he kind of and he kind of mutters to Watherin, "Be ready to hop up and fight at a moment's notice. I'm just trying to draw them in so that Gravy can ambush."
How many are there?
You can see 5 at this moment. The one in front. There's actually it looks you can see 2 rows of 2, but in front of them there is one more, and they are now the head one is about 60 feet from you.
Okay.
Watherin coughs affirmatively, kind of a. Mhm.
In an excellent imitation of hacking up what was left of his lung.
He's trying.
Watherin
I'm
affirms.
gonna. Well, I would like to use. Which one is it? I do want to mark the. Actually, I think I'm gonna mark one of the ones in the back row.
Okay.
With
Hunter's mark. Or
Slayer's Prey, yeah.
The one to your left or the one to your right? They're side by side, so one's on the left, one's on the right. Which one do you want?
The one closest to me.
Which side did you hide on?
I guess say the right.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would have hidden up ahead of a little ways ahead of the other guys.
All right. They continue to come forward. As they draw closer, you can see that, in fact, there are 7 of them visible in 3 rows of 2. It was the furthest visible one was the one that you marked, Karaok, at the time, but it's actually one of the middle ones.
I would like to
the 4
when I have the opportunity, when I realize it, I want to switch my mark to the next row.
Okay.
In the next row.
Let it be done.
Yeah.
Does that expend anything, or you can just do that?
No.
Cool.
Yeah.
It becomes apparent that the 4 who are furthest back are pulling ropes, and they're like dragging something big behind them. It's a cloud ship raft. So it's like a wide, flat raft, but it's not as heavy as a wooden boat would be. It's built out of the floating trees, much like the Fujin was and the other vessels that ply the Cloudy Sea. So it's quite easy to drag it. Only 4 people, no rollers or anything like that, no wheels, and they're just pulling it along the path. It's very light, and it's quite wide and long. As they draw a little bit closer, there seem to be even 2 more boats on top of it. It looks like this is putting some equipment in place near the entrance onto the Cloudy Sea.
Mal is continuing to feign a lack of awareness of them, and he how close are they at this point? 40 feet, 60 feet?
About 40 feet.
About 40 feet.
Have they passed me yet?
They're about 20 feet from you, assuming that you're 20 feet from them.
Sure.
From your friends. Okay.
Yeah, about. That sounds fine.
Yeah, the lead one doesn't seem to have noticed you quite yet.
Me? Mal?
Mal.
Okay. All right. So I think at this point, Mal is going to whisper to Watherin, "Once they're close enough for a charge, I'll engage. Be ready." So basically, once they're within 30 feet, where Watherin will be able to just charge at them, or I guess, would they have to be 15 feet away? Because standing up takes half your movement or something. All right. So once they're 15 feet away, Mal's going to engage. So
at at the time when they're still not there yet, the lead one does look up and like notice you. Do you speak? Does anybody speak Drow? Dark Elven?
No.
Undercommon.
I do not. Hence the ruse of being deafened and the blood on the ears, and he's just kind of like,
Right.
Watherin speaks Undercommon.
Okay. The one in the front says, "Whoa, stop!
How
Is
close
that
am
a-
I to? How
Is that the
close am I
Shadow
to them?
Dancer?"
How close am I to them?
You're probably like 5 feet away from the lead one when he stops the others and says, "Oh, is that the Shadow Dancer?"
And maybe a handful from the one that I've marked.
You are like 15 feet from the one that you
Okay,
marked.
so easily within range.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for just another. How does hold action work? Can I like hold an action or? No.
What hold action does is
Okay.
you give up your action for this
Oh, I
turn.
see. Okay.
which we're not in.
We're not in initiative.
Hold action
Never
means
mind.
nothing if you're not in combat.
Okay. Sorry.
The one in front calls back. Hey, it's the Shadow Dancer, and he's acting weird. To like somebody in the back, but the others stop pulling.
So
I'm gonna move
how
if
far
they
away
pass
from
me. I want to move.
they're
They
now
have not
how far,
passed you yet.
how far
They're
away are
now-
they from me?
They're like the lead one is like 20 feet away from you.
Okay. Mal's got an action ready. He's rip raring to go.
Yep, I do.
Okay.
I have one as well.
Stop me when you do something. The one up front
So-
calls back, and somebody from the very back, who you have not seen yet because they've been behind the boats. The foliage starts to like move around as somebody looks like they're coming around to the left on the far side of the boats from you, Gravy, and then they're walking.
Does he pass the back line?
Yes, he passes the back line,
Okay.
and then
does
he
he pass the front line?
not yet. He comes in and he's among them,
Okay.
and then he walks up, and you can see that this is a figure wearing much nicer armor than the others. This looks like the drow who's in charge, and he says, "Shadow Dancer, interesting to see you. What news?"
And Mal has not looked at them yet. He's continuing to keep his vision turned away from them slightly so that they are realistically not even in his peripheral vision. And he is listening for when they get just a little bit closer.
And he's like
Yeah.
staggering around.
He's still-
bloody and all.
Mal
still
turns,
staggering around.
Mal turns and looks at him and casts hex
Wait,
on.
make me the performance check first.
Sure.
You should have made.
A long time ago. All right, that's a 13 plus 5 is an 18.
Awesome. Now you're going to do something?
Mal is going to cast his hex upon the one with the nicest armor, and noticing his weapon. Does it look like this guy is wielding a finesse weapon or just a regular weapon?
Wielding a has a long knife.
All right, so let's say that he's at disadvantage for dexterity.
Plus also bows and arrows on the back.
Dexterity it is. He's at disadvantage for dexterity. So, and how far away is he?
From you right now, he is maybe 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. Mal is going.
What does it look like when you cast this hex? Does it?
So the hex.
Is this just something that you do in your mind, and there's no visual component? There's no
Component
material component.
DSM, verbal, somatic, and material. So I think that he has to mutter something, but I don't think that the guy necessarily knows that he's got a hex cast on him.
Okay, make me a stealth check to cover up the fact that you're doing a spell against him.
Sure. All right, that's an 11 plus 3 would be a 14.
Okay. Well, you know what? You can roll against that. You can roll at with wisdom. The Drow elite warrior says to the others, "Something's wrong with this. I knew these shadow dancers were weird. What's up, shadow dancer? What are you doing?"
And Mal starts pantomiming to his ears and tries to get like a panicked look on his face, and he's like,
something's wrong with this shadow dancer. I don't know. Okay, you two, go with the shadow dancer. Take him back to the barracks, okay? We got to get these boats in place, but I think somebody should probably stay with him.
So the two are advancing?
Yeah, the two come up.
Okay. Right. When they come up, I'm going to charge the guy that I've marked.
And so once they get within 15 feet, Mal is going to blast the guy with a double Eldritch Blast. So it's up to you which of those happens first. Mal's engaging when somebody is within 15 feet. And since he's already hexed the elite guy, that's probably who he's going to attack. So,
and Watherin is triggering off of Mal. Right? As soon as he sees Mal do something, he's going to do his deal.
So the question is, how much surprise attack happens?
No, I think you guys get a surprise round. They're surprised. So go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay.
Wow.
8.
Like a pro.
My dex is +3. I would imagine yours is higher.
Dex is dex mod.
My dex score is a 17.
Wait.
What did you roll for initiative, Karaok?
We both rolled 8. And my
so
dexterity score is 17. What's your dexterity score?
Like my stat?
Yeah.
Yes. What is the
14.
stat?
14. Okay.
Nice.
I go first. All right.
And I rolled a 7.
But
Awesome.
we get a surprise round, right?
Yep. Malmer,
Okay.
your turn.
So Mal is going to cast Eldritch Blast at this guy. So that's a 18 plus stuff. That's definitely going to hit. And then a 9 plus 8 is 17. Does 17 hit?
17 does not hit.
Ouch. That stinks. All right. So this guy is going to take... Oh boy, let me get some dice here. All right. Woohoo! Oh my gosh. 19, 25, 30 points of damage from a single Eldritch Blast. That's about as good as I can do right there.
That's insane.
It is very insane.
Does he get blasted backwards?
He does indeed.
Okay. He barrels into the two that are behind him, and all three are knocked over. They're prone.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic.
One of the ones that he knocked into, Karauk, is the one that you put your. Oh no, actually, sorry.
No, I marked to the back row.
The spray one is behind where those three are lying in a heap.
Yeah.
Karauk, it is now your turn. Just let me draw the scene a little bit. You're in the foliage to the right of the path. Just before you, like right in front of you, are two of them next to each other who were approaching Malmer to try and help the Shadow Dancer, who he is clearly now not. Further down to your right, there are three of them lying in the trail in a heap, having just been knocked over. Behind them, there are two of them still standing. One of those, the one on the right, is the one that you marked. Behind them is the ship, the raft.
Yeah. So, I guess as the Eldritch, the Eldritch Blast comes out and hits them, and I think like Karok he's like in the trees, and as that's happening, you see like a rustle in the trees and kind of going in a line, kind of like a shark, like running through the trees. And then as he gets even with the guy that, even with the guy that he marked, he just shoots up out of the foliage, and swords.
Okay.
Stabby, stab. Lots of stabbing.
Yep.
So, he's gonna get 3 attacks. So the first attack is that's not great. That's 11.
Does not hit.
Does not hit. Second attack. That is 20 unnatural.
That definitely hits.
And I've got 2. That's gonna deal 9 damage.
You sink your blade in for a devastating blow. This first strike knocks the drow to its knees, but it's still living.
All right. Well, let's see if we can fix that. Third attack is a 15.
That hits.
All right, and that is a 5.
It's dead. It is very dead. Are you going to do anything else? You can move. You can take a bonus action, stuff like that.
Oh, that was all the extra action is.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yes, extra actions. Croc jams
Weathering.
his sword through the victim and just lots of hissing, lots of
The elves who are
noises.
lying down, like look up, like this is crazy. Weathering, your turn. You are still lying down in the path ahead of the dark elves.
Okay.
Malmer is in front of you. He's just shot off an Eldritch Blast, which picked one of them off and sent it sailing.
Okay.
But not the closest one.
Not the closest one.
There's one 15 feet away.
Okay. I will do something I should have done while we were. I didn't think of it, but I should have done it while we were waiting, which is I'm going to stand up and bless us all.